So, welcome to needle felting a picture. I have put the image onto a piece of felt. I have a needle felting pad, and I have a small needle and roving. Now, we start with the background, and we start by doing, you need very little to produce a fair amount of image. In the background you will be hearing my cats and the dog and the water. There we go. And then what you do is you take a needle and you poke it in. Now what I'm doing with the needle is I'm going in straight. At no point am I trying to bend it. I can go at this angle, I can go at that angle, but no bending, because the needle will break. That there are bits over the edge doesn't very matter, because that's going to be behind your mat, and you can trim it if it bothers you. Or you can do things like fold it backwards like this. The needles have tiny little barbs on them. I'm not sure if you can see clearly. And they hook onto the wool and push the wool around. Natural wool or fur or hair has tiny little scales on it. And so what it's doing is it's grabbing all the scales and pushing them against each other so that they form a kind of knot. And you can always move the wool around to where you want it to be. Alrighty, next color is, I'm going to go with that color. It really takes very little wool at all to get the effect that you're looking for. A little bit more here. I'll fold it over, make it a little bit more there. Go. And you can just encourage the wool to go where you want it to go using your needle. Alright, and now the last color of the sea, or the water, is going to be this one. I'm just going to remember the boat goes there, because I'm about to cover it up. And that's okay. Alrighty. So I don't want this line to be straight. I can move it along, move it around. Move this one down. And I can snag a little, tiny little piece and put it in here, just for the fun. Please excuse my hands, I've been painting things, of course. Turn this one over. Now, these wools are all single colors, and you can get them quite easily online. Occasionally, you'll find a wool store, a roving store, that will do pre-organized mixes of roving, like this one, or this one, which is darker blue, or this one, which is all kinds of mixed colors. Now, there will be a texture difference if you're getting this kind versus this kind, but for this particular picture, I'm going to use wisps of this because I really love this for sky. You can make a similar thing by just taking wool and mixing it together in nice long straight wisps as well. There we go. So that gives us a sky. We're going to go around the outside edge and pin it down, as it were. And I want this to be smooth and even. If I wanted turbulent sky or if I wanted clouds, I could put it down in circles and rounds. And so now if you have the tools, you can do this all day, or you can get one of these which has got 5 needles in at the same time, and it's exactly the same thing, just faster. You can buy these from most craft stores nowadays, and as you can see, it just puts it down a little faster. There we go. Not quite as delicate, but definitely, for the sake of this video, faster. Now, what you want to do is just double check every now and then that you lift this up. You can see all the little bits of wool coming through. You don't want to attach it to the pad, so you want to lift it up occasionally so that you can poke it some more. There we go. All right, now then, now we need a boat. What color boat do I want? I want an orange boat, red boat, orangey red boat, orange. I need, oh no, I want that color boat. Yeah, that's even better. And if you have bits of wool that you choose to use instead, and you have different colors that you have in mind, you enjoy. Okay, so I'm going to put the boat in here. I'm going to start by just putting this down and making sure it's a solid enough color. And here's the thing, if you don't like it, you can just unpick it. You just pull it out. a little boat. They have slanty sides, right? Then I'm going to choose a tiny little piece of white and I'm just folding it up so that it's small already. It makes my life a little easier when I put it down. There we go. We're going to have a sail, and the sail needs to be triangular shape, sort of. See the wind bellying it out. I'm kind of bullying the wool into going to where I want it to be. I pull it with the needle and then stick it in. There we go. Now, what we can do is take a tiny little piece of the dark blue and turn it into a little thread, like so, by just rolling it between your fingers, and then you can use it as an outline. You just tack it in place. And this is a case of, you don't like where it is, you just pull it up. You can pull right out. And you just have to then pat everything back down so that it's in the right spot. And this is your picture. You get to enjoy and do exactly what you want to do with it. If you want 2 boats, you do 2. If you want to have a dragon flying in the sky, you do you. This is entirely your pleasure. And I just take a smidge, tiniest little bit of this, and stick it in here, because why not? And because I don't want that one to come back in, I'm just going to cut them off so that they're not in the way of everything. Off. There we go. I'll take a little bit of that bright blue and put it in here for layering it. If you layer it, you get a different effect on how it feels. Also, as you can see, you can just see the white through here. Now, I don't mind that at all. And in some cases, I will use a colored piece of felt behind, for instance, a blue piece or something like that. And then the blue will sort of shine through. And that can give you interesting effects. It's a bit like priming a canvas with a color, and then that color just shows through and glows. So I'm still only doing it straight, but I'm collecting as many as I can by going sideways on or at an angle. Just tidies up the edges a little. There we go. Very simple, very easy, really addictive. Once you get going, this I'm going to put that deeper in so that I see less of it. It was too much in my face. There we go. And then I'm going to take a smidge more of this blue, but very, very little, and spread it across the back here as well. Tiny little pieces, just to give it a shade. And this is completely up to you and unnecessary. There we go. Then the magic happens when you put a frame around it. Ta-da!